let's go to the thriving metropolis of New York City, where there is a serious breach of civil liberties going on, all in response to a lot of things, but part of it is the massive facilitated illegal immigration dumping ground that is New York City at this point. Combine that with the insane loose on crime policies that Kathy Hochul and the New York City leadership has enacted, where there's no cash bail and people get arrested for a crime, they get let back the other day. There was an incident with a criminal alien that beat up a cop a few weeks ago, and he had been arrested multiple times before that and let back out, and it's just not good. And we find ourselves now in this position in the New York City subway. So for those of you who are just listening, busy subway, tons of cops. Somebody gets picked out at random. They go over to an NYPD cop and they have to go through their bag. Meanwhile, National Guard are standing there in full camo, carrying AR-15s next to a state trooper that is carrying an AR-15 or an M4. I don't know exactly what they're sporting. As people are randomly picked to go through their bags, container inspection, backpacks. Containers are subject to inspection prior to entering the mass transit system. Individuals may refuse to permit inspection and elect not to enter the system. Individuals will not be permitted access to the system with the uninspected container. Individuals who refuse the container search and later attempt to enter the system with the uninspected container are subject to arrest. If that doesn't speak to like some crazy hardcore authoritarianism, I don't know what does. I mean, this is PSA on steroids, going through this lady's purse, just because. You got armed guards standing there all over the system as people come in and out. I mean, it's fucking dystopian, really. It's pretty gnarly. Just cops standing there, just picking people at random. Hey, let me go through this thing. Hey, I'm going to grab you. Please come over here. We need to inspect your bag. This is nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. So, let's get into this one here. Hochul to deploy National Guard state police to combat New York City subway crime. MTA will ramp up bag checks and possibly add metal detectors in subways. Governor Kathy Hochul revealed a five-point plan Wednesday to bring additional state resources to bear on combating subway crime in New York City. Oh, Donovan, I've been bad in the chat. About 5 seconds ago, all Dems were saying every migrant came to every hearing, and it generally happened quickly. Exactly. And then Biden fucked it all up, said the quiet part out loud. We've subjected you to this crime-ridden environment. We now demand you allow us to invade your privacy to keep you safe. Isn't that how it always works? So let's see, where was I? Governor Kathy Hochul revealed a 5-point plan Wednesday to bring additional state resources to bear on combat subway crime in New York City. The plan includes the deployment of 750 National Guard members and 250 New York State and MTA police officers into the subway system, and additional teams to handle cases involving people exhibiting signs of mental illness. The new deployment adds to the additional 1,000 New York PD officers, NYPD officers, ordered into the subway last month to conduct bag checks, and follows the slashing of a conductor and other high-profile crimes. That's a whole story all in itself, by the way. Hochul is also calling for people deemed to be too dangerous by a judge to be banned from the subway. She is pushing for a state law that allows judges to block a person from riding the subway or buses for 3 years if they are convicted of attacking a passenger. Now, that's going to be real difficult in the current New York City justice system, where people get arrested and let out the next day. I highly doubt judges are going to start convicting people of these attacks when they're not doing it now. Hochul is asking for district attorneys to coordinate to keep these repeat offenders out of the transit system. Repeat offenders like Milton Hamilton, who is now back in custody after allegedly slashing a man riding on an A train Friday night. There's a lot of stabbings down there right now. It's pretty uncomfortable. The 46-year-old has been arrested nearly a dozen times since 2005 for crimes including assault and robbery. He is also a level 3 sex offender. Things are going real good in New York City. Hochul said judges will, quote, need to hold up their end of the bargain, unquote, by exercising their discretion to hold repeat offenders like Hamlin. Or you're the fucking governor, start changing the damn laws or lobbying the city to get their shit together. They'll flag the criminal history at the time so it can be fully considered when decisions regarding charges and bail are made. Meanwhile, transit crime was actually down in February, more than 15% compared to February of 2023, but that follows a 45% increase in January. So you went up 45% and then you're down 15 from that. You're still up at least 30%. That's podcast math, so give me some grace. But it means it's still generally up a massive fucking amount. NYPD Transit Chief Michelle Kemper said arrests in the subway system are up 45% this year, and 3,000 arrests were made in the subway system in the first 2 months of the year. Many of them repeat offenders, which means you're not doing something right, huh? Why are we arresting people 100 times, and once we make those arrests, why are they let out within a day or two sometimes, Kemper says. Officials last week released statistics showing violent crime underground are up 13% this year compared to last year. However, City Hall tried to dispute the number, saying crime actually dropped last month. Overall crime is down, said Mayor Eric Adams. Double-digit decreases in subway crime in February 2024. Man, I don't even recognize this city anymore, man. I don't. It's been a lot of years there, and it was never anything like this. It's disturbing. Really, fucking de Blasio really screwed that city up so fucking hard. Like as soon as COVID, it was getting bad, but before COVID, and then as soon as COVID hit, it never came back. It is an unrecognizable city now. Tragic, man. Adams credits stepped up police deployments and hundreds more officers on the ground. Large officer presence and random bag checks are just some of the ways officials hope to confiscate weapons and contraband before they get past the turnstile. The mayor recently revealed that 2 high-tech weapons detecting systems are in deployment. 2! There's a hell of a lot more subway stations than that, bud. Just saying. They are doing an excellent job in identifying razors, knives, scissors, other sharp objects, Adams said. To me, that's a low bar. I want to be able to identify a gun. We have seen some promising technology that I think in the next year, we're going to really see something that people felt was not possible. Yes, it's about to become a 100% police state, that city. That's what this is. This is what happens. You let crime build to the point where people scream for action. The government gets involved. They throw the heavy hand behind it. You get the Gestapo down there searching bags for razors and knives. And it's just going to get more and more over the next year. It's going to get more intense. I would be hard pressed to give you a tentative date on when those National Guard troops are not going to be there anymore. Once they're there, why would they leave? They're working. They're keeping everybody in line. You get the boots on the ground right there, and next thing you know, you don't have to do anything else about it. That's it. You win. Totalitarian fucking what do you call it? Martial law, more or less. Dude standing there with fucking I'm just going to call them ARs. Dudes in fucking camo and, what appears to be a decent amount of kids standing there with ARs, including state troopers. I don't know how you walk back from that one. I don't. It only gets worse from there. It really only gets worse from there. But Kathy Hochul's 5-point plan that she discussed here. I'm committed to ensuring all New Yorkers feel safe on our subways. To do that, we will, 1, increase public safety personnel. That's what we're doing right now. Introduce legislation to protect riders and workers. What kind of legislation is that? What are you going to be talking about? What's protecting riders and workers? Probably more security, more boots on the ground, more people in uniform with guns ready to go through your shit and take away your civil liberties for your safety. 3, added security cameras. Yeah, that'll do a lot. Number 4, boost collaboration to hold offenders accountable. In other words, trying to push the city of New York into altering the way its judges handle crime. I mean, if they're not figuring it out now, I don't know when they're going to. And expand the scout teams. I don't know what scout teams are. Those are probably more undercover people that are hanging down the subway. But the government will keep us safe, Donovan says. Amen. We've subjected you to this. Oh, yeah, we read that one. This is it, man. That's how this happens. It only goes one way from here. It really only goes one way from here. And it's not a good direction.
To the south of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you